Hey, wow, I'm really rocked about this thing with Daisy. I'm totally just down about that. But anyways, basically what I was going to tell you earlier was, at least in the truther circles, that there's a lot going on everywhere right now. I mean, just even tonight on the radio show I listened to, the whole topic was basically how everyone's got shit going on in their lives. And people are nervous. People who weren't involved with anything like this, who didn't give a shit about anything, didn't even look at a Bible, for example, now have been the ones who are discovering that as you read the Bible, specifically the book of Revelations, I noticed this about half a year ago. A handful of other people did, to the point where we can now tie in daily events with what we're reading out of the Bible as if the Bible was written today, about today. Just they're using fancy words and using metaphors. But it's happening as we're reading along with it. Other people have picked up on this. This has turned everyone from the UFO people to the Loch Ness Monster people into watching the book of Revelations. This is one of my specialties because my connection with Archangel Michael. And everything that's happening to me is duplicated by what they're saying is happening with the Archangel Michael. While listening to these shows where people are calling in and panicking almost, and then panicking because they're saying if people are reading, if everyone was reading the Bible right now, that everyone would go into a panic because what they're seeing is stunning, because we thought the Bible was altered or had been changed. Even I did. You know, I'm not religious at all, but that may have to change. Because it appears like the book, like the Quran, okay, the Holy Quran, the Muslim, okay, that was not touched by anybody, as if some divine thing protected it. Now, the same thing seems to have happened with the Bible, or at least what may happen on the other side of that is what is in the Bible, some great power, I doubt it's the government, is able to imitate everything that's happening. Last week, I, along with other people, accurately, and everyone saw this online, predicted the shooting in Florida. The numbers, the date was 6/12/2016, 216. It was 6/12/216, front and back. I had posted 216, which is the number of pi mathematically, is going to be relevant in the next week or so. It was the very next day, and I mentioned other numbers, which all added up. All my numbers added up to an event that happened. I didn't even realize it until later in the day. People wrote me they had seen this. A few of us saw it. It reached ahead. Why? Because we broke down the guy's name, the shooter's name. The guy's name was Omar Mateen. Omar, M18. To break his name down is Rambo, ammo, front and back, anagram, arm 18, and I am 18. 6 plus 12 is 18. It was 6/12 plus 2016. 2 plus 16 is 18. The date is 18. 18. 2 times 9 is 18. His age was 29 years old. His whole entire name breaks down into what that day and that event was. Last year, the Vatican announced that homosexuality would be accepted in the Catholic Church. Was that connected to this? Goddamn right it was. Add up the casualties. You get Revelation 13:18. What does it say? Let he who has understanding numerate these numbers, and he will get the number of the beast, which I did. That number is 666. I am 18. Now the FBI will not mention the guy's name anywhere because of what we posted online. This is truth. This is truth. They think it's too scandalous. The problem is people think it's the government that's running this shit, putting up a big scam about Muslims. Yes, it is a big scam. There's no Muslim terrorists. They're not even Muslim. But what I think they realize in Washington, and we realize now, is that people are figuring this out. What? That in daily events, we can read this out of the Bible to the point we are now able to predict it because we wrote things in there. Or we don't know exactly what happened. And then the other night, ironically, right when I started talking to you, it was Monday night, they're coming out with things that the Vatican is doing again. And this is pretty amazing. And a big secret came out. I guess it wasn't a secret to me because I've been saying it for a year. I was luckily recording right when the guy said it.
But that's not the fact at all. The fact of the matter is that one of the two witnesses is John the Beloved Disciple, but it's not really John the Beloved Disciple who writes the book of Revelation. It's Michael the Archangel incarnate in the form of John. That's been a secret for almost 2,000 years.
How'd you figure that out?
You'd have to know who I went to school with.
Who'd you go to school with?
John the Beloved Disciple. How do you like those apples?
How did you pull that off?
What the fuck? That's a weird coincidence.
Since I was a child, I was playing
Since I was a child, I was playing with little trucks. And where is the line? How do you like Zim apples? What is that from? What movie is that from? Good Will Hunting.